Talk about the industry reception, the competition, and your phone probably didn't stop ringing after the major success.
After the release, it was amazing. I got tight with a few artists, Busta Rhymes, and people that I could relate to because being with 50 was like being in Cuba. Like we couldn't really deal with other places in the world. So I couldn't really be friends with people he didn't f- with, and had to lose people because he didn't f- with them. And there's this one phrase Fifth told me that always stuck with me, man. And it was like, "I bet on you, and you bet on a crackhead." You know what I'm saying? So for me, I had to keep the circle small because he was real particular of everyone I brought around, which was a lot of people from Shadyville. Even to this day, you look back, my homies came through, Ace and Slow and everybody, and some of them came through and did their thing, and everybody came together. But Fifth was real particular with a lot of people. You know what I mean? So I just had to be careful. You know what I'm saying? So
On our Zoom call, you talked about your first royalty check from the Get Rich or Die Trying album. Talk about that.
yeah, so I'm 26 years old. Album comes out in February. First royalty check end of September, early October. I get that in the mail. This is not no, AHCH batch or whatever wire. This is like a check. So I'm at my mom's crib and I go to the mailbox. I see my name on it. I open the joint up and boom, I open that joint. It's 700,000, yo. I'm 26 years old. Album Recoup, like I said, the same year. I did not expect that to be like that, like that. So, I don't know what the happened, but not within an hour, 50 calls me. And he's like, he probably got this hit right there. Like, so he like, hold on a second, who else got a check today? So he calling and see. He knows Shy got a check. You know what I'm saying? So he called me like, yo, Shy, what up, bro? I'm like, yo, son, I'm a motherfucking millionaire. Like, yo, I had like 300 and change in the bank already from what we was doing. Did a pub deal and all of that type shit going. So I was going up, and then that came in. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm a motherfucking millionaire. That nigga heard that shit, like, what? He was like, I say, how much you got? Like $6.6 million, some shit crazy. Like, I'm like, what, bro? What the man? Game changer, man. That was the first royalty check. So that's where you know what I'm saying. Everything is done right. Shout out to Shady Aftermath, Interscope, all of that. You know what I'm saying. So and that just kept running up, and it just kept going, and we just from that moment on, I was like, now we in the game, man. Now we in the game, and that's what all hard work paid off, and the dedication, the loyalty, all of that for me. Like I seen that, I knew that, I did the work. I did more than one job, wear mad hats from producing, mixing, engineering, managing, all of that, videography, and all of that. I was doing everything and anything, connecting the dots, lawyer, Chris, whatever it took to make it where we got the right team and the right going and did it. And Fifth did it professional from day one. And that's game changer from that first royalty after that. Shout out to Fifth. I believed and we achieved.
Did getting a crazy royalty check like that for your first time kind of spoil you for what to expect in the future?
So getting that first thing, it didn't spoil me because it just opened my eyes to know that this is what we did and this is what we got back and this is what, it's perpetual money and this is where you're going to go in life and you want to repeat it. So as I started producing for other albums, of course they wasn't selling 10 million and selling as 50 was the biggest. He broke records, you know what I'm saying? So you get to other albums that you did and I produce on, and then you 5 years later and you still ain't get a royalty check. You still getting a statement though, and you seeing that negative such and such, negative such and such. They don't recoup. So you be like waiting years and 10 years down the line, then you see that. Or then you see another one you do and that dude is hot and he come like Mac Miller and then that pop up within a few years, like a year or two. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tupac, bong. You know what I mean? So it depends on who the artist is and how the deal is and how much they have backed up and what they owe the label. Because some of that pans from other albums that add on to the new album, and their recoupment is not only what you got to pay them back, it's also the they owe from another album that they had to. So it's just fucked up. And then let's talk about this. a lot of producers, a lot of executive producers, people that don't have, and I know Fifth put a story out, but I got my point. I'm just a blessing. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't have that, and they don't have that point as a producer, or even if they did, they don't even have a copy of the contract because it was done back in the days. They didn't keep it from the lawyer. They don't even have the royalty statements coming to their crib, whether it's non-recoup or recoup. So after it's recouped, it could be 20 years down the line. You forgot about that, but your money's sitting. It's not coming to you. The statement never came to you, but it's sitting. But in hip hop and music business, there's no comptroller. They don't have to report that to the public. That money stays in the system. So your money's never given to you, and you don't know how to collect it because you never handle your business. There's more sides than just making the beat. You got to handle your business. So for me, my journey from that day was also to remember, always follow up with, yo, I did that busted. Hold on, let me call to make sure I get my statement. I just moved. It was going to your lawyer office. This motherfucker getting your, he could even put that in the bank. There's so much that could happen, but people don't talk about this. You know what I'm saying? So that taught me so much that I took care of my business. And then I'll be talking to producers. I'm like, yo, you getting your money though, right? They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yo, get your money, bro. They don't even know. They don't even know. You get your royalty after this recoup, man. That's what you put this work in for. But for me, that's a business in itself, so I'm on it. And I ain't playing. And I ain't selling my shit, so don't call me. You can't, if you live in New York or whatever city you live in, you could go on your city comptroller, put in your last name, put in that. You're going to see some pop up. If you close the bank account at Chase, had money in it, never collected it, it's got to be reported. They have to, everything has to do that report. In this music business, they don't have to do that. So when you got the CEO of Sony Music making $100 million, you know what I'm saying, as a bonus, it's because that money's sitting there. It's going back. You know what I mean? So it's not cool, man. It's a lot of money that's being made in this, and it's not being shared. So that money got to be collected, and people got to go after their money or handle their business and not just make the music. You know what I mean? Because just like Spotify and everything else, that guy originally was like, nah, we're going to just use the music. We don't got to pay them. He never really thought that he had to pay the people. But we make the music. We got to get paid.
That's the most important part.
You know what I'm saying? That part. We got to get paid.
Do labels do the updates on the RA certifications?
So they do the updates, but if you're not in connection with them, it's not easy to get the information. You would have to either have to be able to log on and get that information yourself, or pursue it. For me, I just get the numbers in my statements and all of that. The certification, once we got to 10 million, I stopped counting. So I just knew we just did some thriller shit, you know what I mean? So for me, it was like, all right, money's still coming in, let's go. So for me, it's, certification don't matter, the check matters, you know what I mean? That's where I'm at, that part.
If you want to see this full interview without having to wait, you can join our YouTube memberships program for just $8 a month. You get the full interview, behind the scenes footage, and no ads. If you want more, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/diverse mentality. And for $10 a month, you can not only get these full interviews immediately, but also get uncut and ad-free documentaries as well. The link is in the description for both. For those of you that don't know, this Shaw Money XL interview is from my 2023 Get Rich or Die Trying documentary, where I go around interviewing producers and engineers that worked on that album for the making of the process of that album. So check out that documentary in the description below.